morning and welcome to A Course in Miracles. We are going through each lesson day by day, and today we are going through lesson 32. It is February 1st. Hard to believe we've already passed January, and I am excited to enter this month with you. We are going to read from lesson 20 onward, just to take a quick catch up to get us in the heart space to prepare us for today's lesson. So we are going to start with lesson 20. I am determined to see. Lesson 21. I am determined to see things differently. Lesson 22. What I see is the form of vengeance. Lesson 23. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. Lesson 24. I do not perceive my own best interests. Lesson 25. I do not understand what anything is for. Lesson 26. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Lesson 27. Above all else, I want to see different. Above all else, I want to see. Lesson 28. Above all else, I want to see things differently. Lesson 29. God is in everything I see. Lesson 30. God is in everything I see because God is in my mind. Lesson 31. I am not the victim of the world I see. And lesson 32. I have invented the world I see. Today, we are continuing to develop the theme of cause and effect. You are not the victim in the world you see because you invented it. You can give it up as easily as you made it. You will see it or not see it as you wish. While you want it, you will see it. When you no longer want it, it will not be there for you to see. The idea for today, like the preceding ones, implies to your inner and outer worlds, which are actually the same. However, since you see them as different, the practice periods for today will include two phases, one involving the world you see outside you and the other the world you see in your mind. In today's exercises, try to introduce the thought that both are in your own imagination. Again, we will begin the practice periods for the morning and the evening by repeating the idea for today 2 or 3 times while looking around at the world you see as outside yourself. Then close your eyes and look around your inner world. Try to treat them both as equally as possible. Repeat the idea for today unhurriedly, as often as you wish, as you watch the images your imagination presents to your awareness. For the 2 longer periods, 3 to 5 minutes are recommended, with not less than 3 required. More than 5 can be utilized if you find the exercise restful. To facilitate this, select a time when few distractions are anticipated and when you yourself feel reasonably ready. These exercises are also to be continued throughout the day as often as possible. The shorter applications consist of repeating the idea slowly as you survey either your inner or outer world. It does not matter what you choose. The idea for today should be applied immediately to any situation that may distress you. Apply the idea by telling yourself, I have invented this situation as I see it. Well, good morning, Brian, Dub Styles. Good to see you guys. I'm so grateful that we're here and we're doing this morning. You know, this follow-up from cause and effect really is beginning to cement in our minds that, man, what I see outside of me, the cause of it is me. And there's something about that in one sense, you know, even as I say that, there's this narrative subconsciously that I hold from how I was raised. And each one of us has so many different narratives. Each one of us has all these different subconscious programs in our mind that run our program and kind of run the script of what we think about. And so for me, when I just said, you know, what we have outside in the world, we're the cause in terms of what we see and what we experience. We have so much power when it comes from cause and effect. And when I said that, immediately a subconscious program came in mind that, oh, but we're really not that powerful, where we really don't have that much impact. And right when I thought that, I realized that that goes back to my childhood and the church I was raised in. It really kept each one of us in this like very lowly, small place. And I have a different belief system today than I did back then, but there was this kind of concept growing up of each one of us being so ridden with evil, ridden with sin, and there was really nothing good about us other than God and his mercy coming and saving us. And And there's something around, and I actually think it's okay to share this morning, because normally I don't like to get too deep on religious topics. And it's not, this isn't even religion. It's like what I've learned through relationship with God. Um, I just, and you know what? I'll preface it with this. I have really experienced that each one of us knows God in a different way. And that's such a good and important thing, because then I get to learn from you and you can learn from me, and we all literally learn from each other. And that's the purpose and intent of community, is that you know certain things and you're revealed certain things. And in your experience of life and of God and of yourself and other people, I then can be taught, and vice versa. And so that's the beauty of community. That's a big reason why we gather here, and we're all here in the chat. Good morning. Straight 8 Trollin, good to see you. Good morning, Joe. Sender V, that's cute. That's actually a nickname from my childhood, so good job. Patrick, Francesco, or Francesco. Ciao, good morning. I want to hear from each one of you this morning. You know, I want all of us to share what is it that we've learned in regards to this topic and this lesson for today, lesson 32. I have invented the world I see. And they say today we're continuing to develop the theme of cause and effect. And I know, as I'm kind of meditating on this, I have invented the world I see, that there's this little voice telling me, oh, but I'm not that powerful. I'm actually small and I don't have that much influence in the world. And that honestly is such a dangerous thought. But if I don't recognize, if I didn't call it out, I could have had a whole conversation with you all today and not paid attention to my own inner narrative that could have been preventing me from being able to walk in the fullness of this lesson. So I want to do something different. Andrea, thank you so much for coming. I want to do a little lesson, or not lesson. I want to do a little practice with you guys. Since there's only a handful of us here, I kind of like the intimacy of our group. So I'm going to do something with you that I would love for each one of us to just take a minute, and I'm going to read through a section of this lesson one more time. And I'd love to hear what comes to your mind. What, like, subconsciously do you think about or comes to you? Because for me, it was, oh, I'm not all that powerful. And so I'd love if you guys don't mind putting here in the chat what comes to mind for you. Bearby, good thing. Thank you for joining. Good thing you're here. Thank you for joining. I'm going to read through this opening section of the lesson. We've never done this before, but I'd really love to hear what comes to mind for you. What's that, like, inner voice? And it could be positive, but it could be negative, kind of like mine was, that is trying to keep us small and keep us obsequious. So if you guys don't mind, just you can close your eyes if you want, or just really, really listen and pay attention to what comes up for you in your subconscious. What comes against this lesson? Lesson 32. I have invented the world I see. Today we are continuing to develop the theme of cause and effect. You are not the victim of the world you see because you invented it. You can give it up as easily as you made it up. You will see it or not see it as you wish. While you want to see it, you will see it. When you no longer want it, it will no longer be there for you to see. The idea for today, like the preceding ones, applies to your inner and outer world, which are actually the same. So I'd love to hear from you guys what comes up. Andrea, you said, help out. I don't know what you mean by that. That's what comes to mind, help out. Do you mean help out other people, like serving other people? I want to know. I'd love to know more of what that means. Dub Styles, I've learned the same thing. As we are individual thoughts of the creator's own mind, our thoughts are able to create the world we are in. So powerful. And Dub Styles, I'm curious, is that what came to mind for you? Like, we are the creators? Because honestly, I do believe this. I do believe that we're made in the image and as a reflection of everything that he is. We're made like him. We're made in his image. And so therefore we are the greatest creators. Bear says, everything is a fight. Everything is chaos. Just do whatever you want. It's so interesting you say that. I want to get to that in just a minute, Bear. But Joe Spivey says, I'm not all powerful. I am the same as God in regards to love, but not the same in quantity, only quality. Oh, interesting. I love that. That's so beautiful. In the same as quantity, but not quality. That is beautiful. Oh my gosh. That's so, so, so powerful. Straight Trollin says, inner outer world, the same as in what? Um, from what I'm reading here, it's that effectively it's like the cause and effect aspect of things. So our inner world, we're going to see it reflected back to us in the external world. Justin, my girlfriend is pregnant. That's so exciting. Congratulations. You're going to be a dad. Oh, I love that. I'm so happy for you. I don't have any kids, but I'm very excited for when my day comes. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you live it fully. Craig Price, good morning. Thank you so much. Thank you for your encouragement, my friend. We are going through lesson 32 of A Course in Miracles. I have invented the world I see. Dub Style says, yes, and we are great. And then I think you're going to continue here. Christopher Adams, the verse Joshua 1:9 has always comforted me. Depending on the choices I make, God calls us up to be courageous, knowing the outcome isn't always in our control, but at least we have a fighting chance. I love that. Justin, I know so many people who would want to raise a baby and do an adoption if you're up for that. I've always wanted a baby. So if you needed an adoptive mom, let me know. Dub Style says, yes, we are great. We are the great I am, but we are not the creator. So our creation is going to be flawed. So here, I love this, y'all. I love this conversation. This is so, so incredible how much we get to really take and harness this power of creativity. And that's really what this is. I'm so glad you brought up the creation aspect, because really our thoughts, we're creating in so many ways. We're creating the world we see outside of us. And so if it's not in alignment with the way God sees the world, it is flawed. And yet when we are being powered by love. And so that's kind of where we were talking last night about us being our own source, like having God really be us and God working in tandem to be the ones at the driver's seat of our lives, rather than all these other inputs, all these other voices taking the wheel and taking the helm of the ship, where we're actually really being guided by everybody else. What is everyone else telling us? That's where we need to pay attention to. What are those little inner narratives that come up when we hear something? It's almost like that thought exercise where it's like, I say a word, and then what's the immediate thought that comes to mind? And so having that ability to say, oh, I actually don't want that initial thought to be the one that is associated with that word. So it could be marriage, and then the word you think of is trauma, or it could be marriage and the word you think of is blessed, or it could be marriage and the word could be abandonment, or it could be betrayal. All these words that we have associated with the thing, with the concept, reveals to us whether we're powered by love or powered by fear. And then thus every thought that is associated with whatever it is that we have come to know because of the past, a lot of times we actually need to kind of reinvent our relationship with that thing, because it has been so colored by the past, because it's been so shrouded in fear. And so then when we have this recognition of, I have invented the world I see, we then get to consider, all right, well, what would it look like? What would it feel like to invent this world I see powered by love? And really having love be the root system, the foundation upon which we engage with the world, and allowing love to reshape our own definitions. Y'all, I actually, because of my past experience with marriage, I had such a negative connotation to it. And the thought of getting married again, like my body started tightening and I like got shortness of breath. And this was a couple years ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to re-examine marriage and the way that I think about it, because right now I am powered by fear in relationship to this construct of this dynamic. And so I've really had to go back and say, okay, well, God, what do you think about marriage? Because right now, the way I think about marriage, emotionally, even cognitively, there was a dissonance. Emotionally, I was relating to this word, this concept of marriage very differently than I cognitively was. But at the end of the day, I actually want to bring everything into the subservience to the hierarchical order. We talk about vertical alignment, and it's bringing our minds, our behaviors, our beliefs, all of that into alignment under who do I want to be? How do I want to live? How do I want to show up? What am I called to? But then I need to bring that, all of my own desires, under the submission of, okay, well, God, what do you want? Because if I really believe He's good, if I really believe that He is for me, then I can trust bringing everything into submission under Him. And so I love, Craig, you said courage is moving forward in spite of the fear. So isn't that such a beautiful thing? Sometimes we may not always have the love right away. We might still feel the fear, but that's when we can say, all right, God, I'm going to trust you and do this thing. So it's like us in concert with God makes us a mighty force. Even I love that you use this verse from Joshua, because that's that allegory of that story of like, I'm going to do it even when I don't understand. I'm going to obey and bring myself into submission under something bigger and larger than me. And so thus, when I come into submission, then I can trust the desires, the creative thoughts, the love that does come from within me, because I am entrusting myself. There's this verse that says, entrust yourself to the shepherd of your souls. And so, yes, you and I must learn how to become the shepherds of our souls. And there's even a greater shepherd. Us taking radical responsibility doesn't mean that we have to do it alone, but it does mean that we're actually, in taking accountability, I actually have found that there's greater help in time of need. It's almost like if you've got two kids and one's doing a really, really lazy, poor job, then when they're like, I need help, you're like, well, you haven't really tried. But then you've got your other kid who's like really applying themselves, doing their best. And then when they say, Mom, Dad, I need help. You're like, I got you. What do you need? That's been so much of my experience with God. When I'm really being faithful to who I know that I'm called to be, then when I'm like, all right, let's do this together. I need help. He's like, I got you, girl, And so I think that that's exactly what it is in so many ways. And so I love this concept of creation. I love this concept of being powered by love. Oh, time is, you said, my girlfriend had a baby girl 7 months ago. Oh, I love this. I'm just scrolling down. Oh, I'm so happy. Honestly, I'm so happy for you. She was 35 and you were 55 and you had no prior kids. What a blessing. Oh my gosh. I just, there's something around this where children, there's, this concept of children are a blessing from the Lord. And so I really hope that, and I actually am not kidding you. If you want an adoptive parent, let me know. I didn't ever plan to, but I would love to talk to you. And I'm sure that there's so many people who would be willing. But I know it's expensive and I know it's probably scary. And so if you ever want to chat, let me know. Christopher says, love in its own right is courage when battling fear. When you choose to remain with someone and sacrifice a part of yourself, that's real love. Statistically, always leads to a lasting marriage. I love this. Love in its own right is courageous when battling fear. I'm so grateful you said that, because y'all, there's something around just because we don't feel the elimination of fear doesn't mean that we can't still move forward. So I'm so grateful for y'all pulling that out. I think that that's so, so good. All right, y'all, I need to jump off. My parents are actually here and I need to, not that I need to, I get to go spend some time with them. I will be on later this evening. I'm going to be going live on the Knowing Show and also Foundation First Marketing. That's where we talk all things marketing and business, and it's fun. I just started the show 2 nights ago, and it was so fun having some of you join. Dub Styles, Christopher. Actually, I don't think Christopher, you were on. Brian, you were on. That was really fun. So thank you guys for joining. All right. Dub Styles, that's so good. I think I wasn't blessed with a family because I wasn't ready or mature enough. Y'all, there's a lot here. We'll probably continue the conversation tonight. If you guys have anything specifically you want to talk about tonight, I will take note of it. Cleveland, thanks for chatting or joining us later. Straight trolling later. I'll see you soon. Time is 00. Y'all, thank you so much for joining. I'll see Martin Love. I'm so sorry we're missing you. I'm jumping off. My parents are in town and I'm going to go hang out with them. But I'll be on later tonight. What I'll try to do is once I get an idea of the time that I'll be going live, I will schedule it out. And actually, I think you guys can see, I'm not sure, but I'll actually schedule the time that I'll be going live. And then we can all join together. So thank you all so much. Have such a wonderful day. Yasha, Eman, Chris Castle. I'll say hi to mom and dad. All right, y'all, have a wonderful day. I will talk to you soon. And remember the lesson, I have invented the world I see, and we have so much power over the world that we see and the world we engage with. So with that, I will talk to you soon. Bye.